A lot of talk these days about student debt. President Biden eliminating or proposing to eliminate millions of dollars in student loan debts. It's, of course, something that has been highly debated. You got the people on one side say it's great. Some say the financial consequences for taxpayers, well, those aren't worth it on the other side. Stories of student loan debt is something that we've been talking about for a few times here on the 208. But the amount of student debt that some students take on includes some shocking numbers for families, hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases. So as families debate how to approach college, we wanted to talk to an expert about preparing for that and how to avoid major student loan debt. In the spirit of College Savings Month, Joe Paris spoke with the executive director of the Idaho College Savings Program.
Preparing for college can be a challenge financially. Headlines these days highlight the debt that some students go into just to get a degree. It's a headline that might push future students away from pursuing their higher education goals. But did you know? The state of Idaho has an educational program to help families achieve their education goals financially.
We help families save for education in a tax-advantaged way.
Christy Stoll is executive director of IDEAL, the Idaho College Savings Program. They work with Idaho families to set up 529 plans, a special education savings investment plan designed to help Idaho families. It technically is an investment account that can grow contributions towards higher education.
Absolutely. It's a big goal, right? It's a big goal for the future. And so it's really nice that all states have a 529 and we're here to help families save for that really big goal. And, one of the things I always like to tell people is you don't have to do it on your own.
529 plans in Idaho can start with a simple $25 investment. With monthly or quarterly contributions, the plans grow on their own.
You would be so surprised what $25 on a regular basis saving could really do for your savings in the future. So I would hope that folks would, not give up their big dreams.
There are also major tax benefits when you start a 529 plan. Those include tax-deferred earnings and tax-free withdrawals for qualified expenses for education. There's also a state income tax deduction for Idaho taxpayers of up to $6,000 per individual filer or $12,000 for a married couple filing jointly. Stoll says the mentality of just starting a plan can be very helpful.
It's a big boost. It's a big, I'm going to go. It's not if, it's when and where.
So how do you get started and when? Stoll says a huge message to families concerned about higher education. It is never too early to start investing for your students.
Just start. You'll be surprised and it will be a habit and you'll just, you won't miss the money and it will start growing. So the money has potential to grow. The money goes into your account. You choose your investments, has the potential to grow. And then when you take the money out, there is no taxes on any of the growth that you have.
In the context of student loans, sometimes that is just the reality of a situation, taking on loans to get the degree you want. However, Stoll says these programs can help address that.
We also hope to help families mitigate those student loans. So any money you save now is money that you don't have to pay back in the future.
So what education endeavors are eligible? Is the program limited to one education route? Stoll says no. This is about saving for whatever education option best fits a family.
Apprenticeships, it could be 2-year, 4-year, all sorts of trade schools and that sort of thing. So we help families save for whatever their future education dreams are.
The key, experts say, to minimizing costs and loans when it's time for a student to move on is saving. Saving that can start before a student is even born.
Every dollar now that you save is too less that you're going to have to pay back potentially with interest if you take a student loan.
The Biden administration released information on student debt in Idaho that shows about 200,000 Idahoans would be eligible for their proposed plan to excuse about $10,000 of student loan debt per student. And if you ask many students, that $10,000 is great, but the reality is it is just a drop in the bucket for many. And that is why groups like the Idaho College Savings Program are drawing attention to things that families can do years and years ahead of heading to college. So the 529 plan, it's not a new thing. It's been around since 1996, but it is a mechanism that many families don't know they have access to. And Brian, college is expensive, and it's a whole other story. But the message here is that college savings experts and higher education experts are worried that the workforce could be shaped in a different way if families decide we're not going to go to any type of higher education, whether it be vocational, technical school, 2-year degree, whatever. So there is an extra focus right now in our country about the conversation around higher education, and the crux of this is purely the cost, something, obviously we can't solve today on the 208, but
$10,000 would have done a great deal for my education when I was in college, but these days, it boggles my mind how much it will not do much.
well, $10,000 in a lot of places, that's one semester,
Yeah.
or maybe not even a semester.
Exactly.
So there you go.
All right, thanks, Joe.